Welcome to the Redvee TV show, supported by Chapel House for the 2023 season. And on this week's show, we look ahead to the big Good Friday clash against our arch rivals, the Wigan Warriors. We discuss the GOAT, and we discuss the benefits of owning our own stadium.
Packed then. Packed with goodness.
Before we start, I'd just like to say hello to all the Wigan fans who have seen this tweet on their For You page because they interact with us so much and have clicked on the video to watch. They're more than welcome, Kevin. They're more than welcome. Correct.
Can
you believe it's only 2 days away? It's like the greatest day of the year.
I know. It seems to have come round really, really quickly as well. I know we're around behind, but it just seems to have kind of just crept up on us really quickly. So, listen, I'm not arguing. I'm looking forward to Friday. Hopefully, the boys can get out there and bring the 2 points home over Billingill.
The best part for me about Good Friday and the build-up to it is I've got Facebook memories that keep showing up on my timeline of the greatest cooked breakfasts ever. it's like a running history of Good Fridays, and that's when you know it's coming round. Early train to Wigan, breakfast, pint, and enjoy the hospitality of our lovely Wigan friends.
Yes, and hopefully still be compass mentis enough to do a passable instant fan reaction.
As long as I stay off the Fruity.
And as long as I stay off the Guinness.
But yeah, Good Friday at Wigan is always better than Good Friday at Saints.
And you know what? Like, one of our good mates is a Wigan fan, and he prefers it the other way around. I think it's just because it's our town, we're used to it. Going over to Wigan and kind of building up throughout the day, it's something different, isn't it? So yeah, I'm properly looking forward to it. Should be a great day. Weather's currently meant to be fine for it. Listen, you can't ask for more than that, can you?
No. And there's something special about taking 5,000 over there, filling the North Stand. It's just a shame we didn't get a few more tickets in the East or the West.
Well, I'm sure there'll be a little smattering of Saints fans about the stadium, won't there?
Yeah, some Wigan fans have been getting quite upset because we've been pushing for more tickets. But we got an extra 300 in the North Stand. When we pointed out that the East Stand corner was currently off sale, they went on sale 3 hours later. So all we're doing is trying to get as many Saints fans in there as possible to support the team. And listen, there's some people who might hang on to buy tickets on the side so they can see Tommy Makinson scoring a spectacular wonder try in the corner.
Yeah, hopefully so. I'd take that.
Right then, Kevin. It is our Good Friday squad.
So, obviously, the biggest name missing out there is Alex Walmsley. Not that one. From that one is Alex Walmsley. He drops out for 4 weeks with the injury that he picked up in the first minutes of the Wakey game. Big miss for us as well. And hopefully we can get through a week without having an injury inside the first set, really, after Sione went off the week before against Huddersfield. Mackenzie Buckley also dropped out, as Sione, Matautia and Jake Wingfield return to the 21.
Am I being too much like Columbo when I say that I think Iggy Parsi is going to miss out again? I know he was he in the 21-man squad last week? He was, but he didn't play. But there's been no mention of him in the squad announcement on the club website. We talk about Sione Matautia and Jake Wingfield both being back in contention, but no mention of Iggy, which makes me suspicious that he may not be playing, even though he's included in the 21-man squad. I am relying on the media manager sitting in the corner of Paul Welland's office when they're discussing the lineups, which is probably not the case. But I don't know, just a hunch.
Fair enough. I actually think that we rested him last week and he will play this week. Whether he plays next week, it'll be another matter. But I can see him playing this week. I can see him just being managed through it.
I just wonder whether George Delaney sneaks himself onto the bench.
I think he will. I think he did enough last week to give Wello the headache that he is going to play, that he's got to. He's got to be involved. I'm hoping that his temperament, he seems like a laid-back lad. He seems like he takes everything in his stride. Hopefully that'll, in a cauldron such as Wigan with, over 23,000 going to be in there on Friday. He just kind of goes out and plays what's in front of him. Just runs in hard, doesn't get involved in any sportsmanship. That we've seen the pictures of Jack Welsby having his hair ruffled by the likes of Morgan Smithies.
That turned out well.
Yeah. Doesn't get involved in any of that. I can't see him doing, but if he's called upon, I'm sure he'll just go out there, do the minutes that he needs to. And I think him doing the whole of the second half, I think he did 50 minutes or 49 minutes in total. I think that's good for him going into a week like this week.
In which case then, Kev, who misses out?
I actually thought about this literally just before I joined this. And I'm going with Benison, Royal and Ritson.
Okay.
Because we've got 18th man as well. But I'm going to go Benison, Royal and Ritson.
Okay, then. So who is the 18th man?
Jake Wingfield.
Okay. I do like the fact that we're wearing this blue kit as well. It gives me flashbacks to the Jamie Lyon game at Wigan when we scored some great tries as well. I just think it's a proper traditional Saints away kit.
Yeah, it's lovely, isn't it? It is lovely. One of the best that we've had for quite some time, I'd say.
Yeah, quite beautiful. I know we're missing Alex Walmsley this week, but obviously with Sione coming back in, with Jake Wingfield being available and the likes, we're only missing 8 and 12 from our 1 to 19.
Yeah, looking at this, and it is, we're missing, obviously, I looked at the top 25, and you're missing, obviously, Alex and Joe Batchelor. And Batch, I think we have missed him this season just because of the work that he gets through. I think he put up his hand up and said probably he's not the flashiest second rower, but he's so crucial to how we play. He has got a good set of hands. He has got a kicking game, as Wigan found out again at Magic Weekend. But he's just crucial to us being solid. He can set his centre or his winger away, absolutely. But that's it. We're missing Walmsley, we're missing Batchelor. Then when Walmsley's missing, you think Dan Norman, squad number-wise, is the next one. Ben Davies is missing as well, injured. He's been in and about the squads, can play in a number of different positions. And then you've got Lewis Baxter, who's the number 24. He misses out. That's probably just based on the fact that George Delaney may have moved ahead of him, especially when it comes to propping. But yeah, that's it. It is still quite strong, to be fair.
Now, listen, we've not been in the greatest of form probably since the start of the year. First half against Wakefield, we looked edgy. But then obviously last 20 minutes, we seemed to kick loose a little bit more and start playing what was in front of us. We've been to Wigan plenty of times when we're playing really well and come away with a spanking. It is fair to say that form probably does go out the window. We're playing cliche tennis or whatever we want to call it. But on paper, this game could go either way.
It could. I think if we start nervously and we start by not getting on the front foot in the forwards, then we're going to be challenging to try and get back in it. I know when we'll get to the Wigan squad in a minute that they are missing a couple, but we need to start this game positively. We really do. We need to take the game to them. Doesn't mean that everything needs to stick, but you've got to earn the right and just be honest in going forward. Make your runs hard. Make sure that the pack dominates the pack. And it's easier said than done. Easy for me to say this just sat here, but that's what we need to make sure we do. Get them on the back foot, get the field position, and earn our right to score tries.
I think we need to, we always say it, don't fall behind early. I think if we score first, it gives us that confidence to play. The first try in this game could be a big one.
Yeah, you're right, and that's it. If you do go 2-3 scores down, you're chasing the game. Then, listen, we can get back in it. We're good enough. We're just seeing the changes now that Paul Wellens and Lauren Fraser, who are brought in, and come into the fore, and hopefully going to start clicking. But we need them to, and we need them to quite quickly. And I'm not saying we need to go out there and put on a clinic. We just need to be slightly better. And if we keep on doing that throughout the season, we'll still be there or thereabouts.
I'm going to go all Phil Clark now, Kev.
Okay.
So obviously they were talking about, or Phil Clark was talking about Saints slowing the ruck down and conceding 6 agains and being happy to do so, even though the stats and the facts don't back that up, and it's actually Saints who are held down longer than anyone else. I hope the look out for players being taken out off the ball, the playmakers early in the game. Just as Gareth O'Brien was for Lee. Because what we don't want to see is the game spoiled by players being forced to get the rest of the game through HIAs or yellows and red cards. We want the best players on the pitch, don't we? And I think, listen, we've been guilty of some late hits this season. But we seem to have been penalised more than most. Wigan found themselves with 5 on report last week, and only Willie Ice has come out with a ban. So we're hoping it's obviously something the referees look out for as well.
Yeah, that's it. We've been quite vocal in saying that we're gutted that Jai Field is missing on Friday. We said it on Twitter. We said it in the instant fan reaction after the Wakefield game, that you want to see the best against the best. You want to build the sport, and you do that by seeing the best on the field and taking them on. That's what we want to see. Listen, I'm sure it's Liam Moore who's in charge. I'm sure Liam Moore will be looking out for it, and his team will be looking out for it. And hopefully it's just a good, fair, but tough game, because you do want to come away after having that exhilaration. Either that, or I want to come away after having beaten 42-0. I mean, I'm a Saints fan. What do you want me to say there?
Okay, Kev. Wigan squad then?
Wigan squad: Ian Thornley, Junior and Semba and Tom Forber come in because they are missing the aforementioned Field. Cade Cust is out with, I think he's got a bulging disc in his neck. Keep reading. And Willie Icer through his own fault.
As per usual.
Yeah. And going back to what I said about looking at the top 25 and seeing who was missing, obviously it's Field, Cust and Icer are the main ones missing for them. They could argue that they're also missing Ryan Hampshire, who plays number 32, but he's not made an appearance yet for them. The others are 24, 25. And I even looked at 26 because of the embarrassment of what they give to their number 18, the Wigan fan squad number. They're all young kids who haven't really made inroads to the team. So, listen, they're missing a couple again. They're missing 4 there that you'd say are decent names. Although, as I say, it's yet to be seen how Ryan Hampshire goes for them.
How many of that Wigan squad, Kev, get in Saints 17?
French probably does.
And where'd you play him?
Wing.
Okay.
But then on saying that, I'd want Liam Marshall on the wing. I do think Liam Marshall, I'm not going to call him underrated, but I think sometimes he does kind of, with French and Field in that team, people don't really notice him. Liam Farrell, I do rate Liam Farrell. I think he's just been so good for them.
He's almost taken on the Sean O'Loughlin mantle, hasn't he?
Yeah, I'm surprised not to see Sean O'Loughlin in this squad. I'm just having him, defrosted and brought in.
He's alive. Sorry, we better point out he's still here.
Yeah,
he's up there ahead next to Matt Peters, isn't he? And do you know what? Can I just say as well? It's really, really horrible that Matt Peters is such a likeable fella.
It's honestly, it's like when Justin Holbrook was in charge at our place, and you saw Wigan fans on Twitter saying, "I hate how much I like him. I hate it." The other name I'm going to just throw in there that of a player that I do think is a good player is Ethan Havard.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do you know what? If Saints and Wigan had a combined 1-17, and we merged and became Billinge, we'd probably win the NRL.
I think we win everything. Genuinely do.
To be fair, we're only missing a Challenge Cup on our own, so
yeah, I think we win the World Cup. To be fair,
right. Predictions then, Kev.
I'm hoping it's not a repeat of any games like 2003 where we get ahead and then end up losing it. I'm talking about Kev Brown's debut when they had John Whittle on the wing and literally brought everybody in.
Haunts me that day.
Same. We bring it up every time we play Wigan. I know it must get boring for people, but geez, it just sticks in your mind, doesn't it?
I can actually picture myself walking along from being in the Soccer Dome, as it was then. I don't even know what it's called these days. Yeah. From the Soccer Dome to the North Stand, and we were all cocky as hell saying we were going to win by 40 or 50. We absolutely thought we were going to absolutely demolish them. Wigan fans thought it was going to be a drubbing, and we got beat convincingly. I'll take that to my deathbed.
I think it will be close, to be fair. Saints by 10.
I'm going to go Saints by 16. I just think we've been playing within ourselves. I think some of our fans need to remember who they support at times and writing us off too easily. I know we've got this tagline of never write the Saints off, but our fans continually do it when we're not playing as well. And then after we do go and win, then they start saying it, even though they're the ones who've done it. It's bizarre, but I just think there's too many big names in our squad and too much experience to not turn it on when it matters. So yeah, I'll go Saints by 16. And then you'll find us crying after the game on the instant fan reaction.
Take the rough with the smooth.
Good for viewing figures.
We might beat the league one.
Yeah. Right. Squad's finished. Next one. James Roby, the greatest of all time. We are funding a banner, or we're asking fans to help fund a banner. 20 metres by 1.5 metres. I think it works out at about 65 foot by 5 foot, just thereabouts. To be displayed when James Roby makes his record-breaking appearance, which at this moment in time, should he play every game, will be against Salford at the Totally Wicked Stadium at the start of May.
Excellent. And that's it. It's a good tribute to him as well. Listen, we've given him all the plaudits before, but he deserves them. Longevity, just the standard that he holds, A, on the field and B, off the field. Absolutely tremendous.
I actually measured out roughly what 20 metres is before, Kev. It's going to be absolutely massive.
Good. Excellent.
It's going to take a fair few people to get it held up. But if it is the Salford game, it's live on Channel 4. It should provide a truly great visual spectacle. And the important thing is that it comes from the fans. It's not like some clubs where the clubs produce the banners for them. This comes from the fans' pockets to show our appreciation. Any money that is raised in excess of the cost of getting the banner made. All 100% of it will be donated to a charity of James Roby's choice.
Yes.
So hopefully we'll do some good out of it as well, Kev.
Yeah, definitely. That's it. Listen, it's great that we can show our appreciation, but also fans getting behind the fundraising for this and raising for charity. Listen, it's a double win, isn't it? And hopefully people do get behind it.
If you're watching the video and you would like to contribute, whether it's £1, £5, £10, £20, anything you can spare is more than welcome. If you can't afford to at this moment in time, not a problem at all.
Yeah, don't worry.
But if you can, just send me a message either on the redvee.net account on Facebook, on our Twitter account, which is redvee.net, or to dave@redvee.net on the email, and I will send you the bank details. You don't even need to tell me how much you're donating. It just appears in the account and it gets added to the grand total. But yeah, if you can contribute, it'd be more than welcomed. And hopefully we will have this banner on display. Listen, Kev, if we didn't reach the total anyway, I'd fund it out of my own pocket.
Yeah.
You didn't hear that, like, because we want you to donate. But
yeah.
And the missus might kill me. Yeah. Lastly, Kev, we want to talk about our stadium. And Saints have been nominated in the Stadium Events and Hospitality Awards for 2023. I know we have been in previous years, but the club has been nominated in 3 categories: the Overall Matchday Hospitality Award, the Visiting Directors Award, and the Matchday Hospitality Award for small stadiums. Great work by the club. I know, obviously, a lot of people enjoy the hospitality in the lounges on a match day. And it's obviously Dave Hutchinson, the general manager of the club, and all the staff who put that hard work in, which is hopefully going to be recognised with another trophy coming into the club.
Yeah, listen, every bit of silverware we can get our hands on, we should be fighting for. But you're right, it's testament to the work that goes on kind of behind the scenes, the stuff that you don't really see at the club, decisions that are made to fund this stadium and to build it into what it is, that makes money for the club all year round, owned by the club, not having to rent it. It's all good, and it's all good at securing the future of our club. And awards like this are testament to the hard work that has gone into that.
And obviously the stadium is what, 10, 11 years old now. We've obviously we attend testimonial forums at the club. We've been to dinners, obviously the wedding services that they offer. It's such a nice venue still, even this long, far on. It's not aged at all. Big open spaces, good obviously hospitality staff. It is just a moneymaker for the club, and obviously that helps fund what happens on the field as well.
Yeah, it does. It does. All the way through from scholarship up to first team, it does. It really helps. And as you say, we've been to loads of great functions there. Whether it be weddings, whether it be testimonials, whether it be dinners, whether it be visiting guests, like when we've obviously met Jonathan Thurston and we've met Mal Meninga. Listen, it's getting used, and it's getting used well. And fingers crossed we can continue to do that, even going to having gigs on. The Who are coming. We've had Paul Heaton and Jackie Abbott. Fingers crossed we can keep doing that for the next however many years.
Lastly, and I do want to mention this, and I did mention it on Twitter this week, the work of the Saints Community Development Foundation. The work that they do in the community is absolutely outstanding, and I think sometimes it goes a little bit, I don't want to say unnoticed, but unnoticed. Yeah, I do want to say it, because it's there, and because it's continuous, it's almost become expected by people, or just the norm. Obviously, I was down at the stadium last Thursday evening, and my daughter wanted to start in cheerleading. I've never seen as many schoolgirls, like 200 or 300 schoolgirls, the club at any one time. I didn't realise it was so big. And and the services they're providing for the community. And during half term, they've got mini rugby league. I know Matty Smith has been taking like a bit like Easter camps. Obviously, there's dancing and other things in venues, and a lot of these are free activities as well, which I know from a lot of parents are an absolute godsend during the half term, just because they want to get the kids out the house for an hour. but really good, and providing free lunches for children as well. And obviously, we know there's some low income families who may not be able to afford things, and it's a horrible time of year, school holidays. So the fact that there's activities on most days during Easter, which people have been able to book on for free, I think is absolutely fantastic, and I think it's a testament to the work that the club are doing.
Yeah, they do great work, don't they? They've done men's health. I don't know if they've done women's health sessions, well, fitness sessions. As you say, the work that goes into it. Again, it's another behind the scenes thing, and you just, because of how well run the club and the Community Development Foundation are, as you say, you're right. They say it's just expected almost that it's there, but it takes time and it takes effort. And listen, they've got to be applauded for the amount of effort and not just effort, the amount of good that they do. The amount that they bring to the community. We spoke a couple of years ago about how Justin Holbrook, being in charge, kind of linked the town and the club a bit more than it had done probably for a good number of years beforehand. They continue that work, and fair play to them.
Sadly, it's going to cost me the cost of a cheer jumper tomorrow night, but there we go.
Unlucky.
Wounded.
You're not getting one.
Don't make them this big. when we ordered our Chapel House tops, they said to me, "What size do you want?" I said, "Tent size." Yeah. But there we go.
Marquee here. It's lovely.
Right. That's us, done and dusted for another Redvee TV show. We will catch you on Friday. Win, lose, or probably not draw because of the way the game is these days outside the DW Stadium. It's the greatest day of the year, Kevin, and there's only about 36 hours to go.
Excellent.
Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. Catch you soon.